Trevor Crane is a 10-time #1 international best-selling author and the founder of bestseller Big Business and Super Kids Books Publishing. Since 2003, Trevor has been a trusted business advisor, coach, and mentor, helping people take their life and their business to the next level, no matter how successful they already are. Together with his team, he helps companies outperform, outsell, and outlast the competition through strategic consulting, coaching, training, marketing, and support. He helps his clients generate millions of dollars in the bottom line in profits. He helps business owners, doctors, speakers, coaches, consultants getting leads, growing their income, raising their fees, booking speaking appointments, and more. Trevor also helps people write a great book fast and turn this book into the most powerful marketing tool. Writing books, getting the word out in the published media builds the ideal business. So in turn, you can live your mission and have the free time and money that allows you to spend the time on what is most important to you. Whenever he's not working, you can find Trevor with his wife, a 4-time best-selling author, and his 9-year-old daughter, a 9-time best-selling author, playing with their dog. To connect with Trevor and get his free training to help grow your business, visit his blog at trevorcrane.com.
Welcome to Quantum Living Live with Ilona Selke and my amazing special guest, Trevor Crane. I've already given you, Trevor, an amazing introduction because you gave me a fabulous bio, and I hope I've inspired a lot of viewers to want to watch what you do and how you can help them. And this is for people who can get help from you in your professional work, but also get help from this video pertaining to making their life more amazing, because you really are, first of all, an amazing publisher for doctors, entrepreneurs, teachers, coaches, and you are an amazing marketer. I mean amazing. When you say 10 best-selling books for yourself, 9 best-selling books for your daughter, I want to sign up. I kind of think of you as the guerrilla marketing or the maybe ninja marketing and genius.
I could have worn a mask, but
Yes.
I would have been
Ninja.
like the Lone Ranger,
Right.
for marketing.
You are phenomenal, and I'd like to learn, first of all, the secrets of what you do, and then how it pertains to life. Because the last book you brought out is How to Be a...
Well, I've got 2 books that I'm launching right now, and I would love to hold them in my hands and be able to show you how pretty they are, but they're so new, I have a picture of them. So I've got, one of my books is called Big Money with Your Book, and I think what we'll talk about today when it comes to helping people make their dreams come true and living a dream life, I struggled for over 20 years to write my first book. And so for me to, this is, even though it says Big Money with Your Book, it's without selling a single copy. What I mean is it's more of the mission behind it. What's that? In fact, the posters behind me, I'm so crazy about books right now, are all about my system that I help people with so that they can write a great book really fast and meet their mission. Code word for money here is mission. And then I have a whole book about how to write the right book. And these 2 books I launched separately and I originally wanted to put them into one because I wanted to give people so much, but it can be overwhelming in amount, and just, I wanted to break it down into simplicity. Like if you want to already have a book, here's how you leverage it into your ultimate dream and desire. And then if you don't have a book yet, I have people coming to me every day, Ilona, who self-sabotage their books. They say, this book didn't do what I wanted it to. I didn't write the right book. I don't know how to market it. It's sitting there, and they just, every single day, I have people telling me that their book basically sucks, or it's a great book, but it's not doing what they wanted it to do. So I wrote that one to make sure people write the right book.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful because I get to live this every day and help people with it. And I will hold up a real book. Can I hold up a real book?
Yes, I want to see all of them, and especially your daughter's books. Yeah, let me see.
Well, this one came to me today in the mail. So I just want everybody to think about that. If you've not written a book yet, And I went for a walk this morning, and I was doing a Facebook Live on my phone, and I walked back to the house, and I stepped, and there was a package there, and I got to open my daughter's book.
Magical Mermaid and the
Poisoned
Ice
Cream.
Cream.
This is her 9th #1 best-selling book. She's 9 years old.
Oh my God. Let me see the back one. Let me see the back
The back
cover.
is so gorgeous.
You know, when I was a child, I kid you not, we didn't have mermaids and stories about mermaids, but honest to God, I'm feeling like honest to God, Trevor, I visualized with my sister being underwater, and we were rescuing mermaids because the evil bikini, they were cutting their hairs and selling their hair and doing all these things. And the thing is, I think what we live in life is the imagination that we create in our heads meets us in 3D later on. I mean, I kid you not, I have all these things, people saying things that I had previsioned as a child, I'd seen and all that. So you come into my world with a lot of connections, but so how did you get that into a bestseller position?
Well, I want to talk to your maybe a little bit of your dreams. So this is my daughter's first book in the Magical Mermaid series.
Whoa,
So
Save the World, yes.
#1 and number 2.
9.
So
Number 2.
the Magical Mermaid saved the world, and you said saving. Now this was a little girl who was dreaming about becoming a mermaid. And so on the back of this, it says, have you ever dreamt of being a mermaid? Then maybe you'll understand Rosetta. And I want to share something else with you that's kind of cool. Just because I'm bragging. I'd rather brag about my daughter. We'll talk about the #1 marketing stuff in a second. But my daughter also wrote.
How old is your daughter? Let me see. How old is your daughter?
She's 9. Okay.
So how is she writing all these books?
Exactly. We'll talk about that as well. But let's finish the bragging about my daughter.
Okay.
So, this is her first book that she wrote when she was 7 years old. It's called The 3 Ninja Kitties. And one of the cool things about this is I say that everybody needs a book, every single person, and every business owner, every doctor, every coach,
Yes.
every coach, every consultant, every speaker, you must have a book.
Yes.
And then there is a business behind your book. And so what we did with my daughter when she was 7, wrote this book. This is an 80-page book, and she designed all of the drawings.
Really?
So let me get to this.
See, where pictures?
She did all of the drawings for her book.
Are you serious? Do you have a genius of a daughter? Or what?
And the 3 Ninja Kitties right there.
Oh my God.
And what's really amazing, so all of the drawings, it's an 80-page book. Look at all this content.
Oh my God, puts me to shame.
And then she said, Daddy, I don't want to draw the pictures for the next book. That's too hard. I want to be a Ninja Kitty. So this is my daughter. And in her second book, it's called Kitty Wars, Revenge of the 3 Ninja Kitties.
Oh my God.
We shot a movie. And we turned the movie into a book where she meets Luke Sky Kitty, Han Soul Cat, that's me,
that's
you, Cat, and Chuba Cat.
Oh my God!
And they have to. There's the Ninja Kitties, and they have to overcome They have to help save Princess Leopard, and then they fight Jabba the Mutt and Dog Vader. There's Dog Vader.
Oh my God!
Okay. So we helped her dreams come true, but there's a business behind this. My daughter and I, so I have a publishing company helping coaches, speakers, consultants, business owners actually publish books.
So tell me why they need to have a book, just in a nutshell, because I totally agree. I will tell you my perspective in a second, but I want to hear yours.
So if everybody watching right now, if you could have your dream come true and you were a business owner, or you were being interviewed on Larry King Live or Good Morning America or some radio show or TV show, unless you founded Uber or created Nike, the way Larry King would introduce you is #1 best-selling author of blank, blank, blank.
Yes.
Then it would be founder of, creator of, whatever. So unless you have already created a multi-billion-dollar world-changing thing, it's how people introduce you. It establishes your credibility and authority, and it gives you, if you do your book properly, and like I said, I've got a business behind every book that we do. This is Super Kids Books. My daughter publishes kids books behind her books. We created that poster over here on this side is about making money with your book.
Wow.
What we did is we positioned her celebrity.
Yeah.
A book creates desire if you do it properly, where people desire, they want to work with you. Now, not everybody. Some people think this stinks. Some people are going to be watching this going, I don't care about kids' books. And some people are going to say, I'm not into your content. Like, I can't believe that guy would write a book about big money with your book. I'm not interested in that. That's okay.
You know, I love that book.
To help everybody.
I got that book. I got that book. Well, isn't that the one? No, is that the one with the? No, which one was it? No,
this is the one you're featured in, Ilona. This is your. I've got you as a key story in here. Yes,
and I bought the pre-release copy. I have it on my Kindle thing.
And people love your story, so I carry.
Awesome.
I tell 5 stories of amazing people that are leveraging, putting books into their life and leveraging it in their business.
Right.
And you're one of the most successful people in this book. And I love it for your industry of what you do and what you're in. It's so different from what a lot of people think you can make money with.
Right.
And it's not about money, it's about service. So did I answer your short question about why a book?
Why? Exactly. It is because it leverages you. It gets you on the mark, on the map. And when you are somebody, and I tell all my therapists, I say, if you want to be somebody, write a book. You can always say, I've written a book. Here you can refer. It's a good brochure. And remember how you said, I mean, this is how you leverage your book, right? You make sure that at the back end of a book, you have something to offer, a service, a gift, a business that people can go to, so they need to know about you. And people believe in a person who is an author. And yeah, that's why I positioned myself and became second coming up best-selling author with 2 renowned Brian Tracy and Jack Canfield authors. And besides servicing the world and giving a gift, people then go, oh, she knows something. Then they read about you. So I want everybody to go to you and become your ninja client and go like, yeah, become bestseller and write your story and become a super expert and go-to person in your genre, whatever that is. When you have that really fancy brochure in your hand, people will believe you. So how do you feel that pertains to making your dreams come true? The mindset I'm talking about. You peeled yourself out of 20 years of struggling to write the first book into kicking out 10 books to bestseller status. How did you get to that level of being that person?
So I just actually made a video about this today, and I talk about it a lot. It came up in an interview I did recently with someone, and I thought about it. Mm-hmm. For me, it's 2 things. It's inspiration is the thing we like to focus on. Oh, I'm inspired. I see something beautiful, and I can go make it happen, which does happen from time to time. I do get those great ideas. This was my daughter's inspiration to make a book come true, and that momentum comes up, and I think we all have that creative spark. And I would like to brag to you and say that is what it is. But that's really not the case for me. For me, that's part of it, and it needs to be there. But for me, what fires me up, and I like to think I'm this positive thinking guy, and if I dream it, it will come true. But that's not actually what truly fires me. It's desperation. Inspiration or desperation. It's the pain oftentimes that pushes me to the point where I'm really ready to make a shift that truly changes my mind. See, there's a big difference between me giving it, talking about it. There's a difference between talking about it or knowing about it. And like, I know that stuff to actually functionally making a core change.
Yes.
So for me, it's a combination of both. If it's just the stick, if someone's just beating me and I'm just failing, then all I want to do is fight and cry and die and I get angry. That's not it. It's got to be the combination. It's the carrot and the stick. But what fires me up to move is massive pain. But what's cool about that is knowing how I function, I can create that in my head so that I can get fired up. See,
without having to go through
the pain of where I'm at right now. Because I have another goal. There's something else I want really badly. So if I start to associate with what it is that I want, which makes me happy, and what it is I don't want that makes me not happy, then I can fire up and I'm willing to focus. And I don't stay in that desperation, horrible place of depression and anger No, but I use it as leverage
Right.
to move me.
Right.
So 20 years of not publishing a book, 20 years. That was a tough one. But I finally got to that point of threshold where I said, that's it. That's enough. And I was inspired. I was inspired by a friend of mine who came down with cancer. And he was on what he thought was going to be his deathbed, where his hair was falling out and he was vomiting into a bucket every day, going through chemo, not sure if he would ever get out of bed, and saying, what did I leave? What's my legacy? And in the hour a day where he had time, when he had enough clarity of thought, he pulled out his phone and he started recording a book into his phone. And I'd been making a lot of excuses about why I couldn't get my book or books done. And while he was going through chemo, he got his first book done. It became a best-selling book.
Wow.
He built a 7-figure business behind his book.
Wow.
And I was kind of put to shame when, like you just said, like I'm bragging about my daughter right here, but I was like, how could you do that? And he did it. He wrote 3 books while he was going through cancer.
Ouch. Wow.
And so he's now had a full recovery, thank God.
Thank God.
But it was that inspiration. And then I found a mentor. I went to him and said, brother, can you help me?
Wow.
Because I've been struggling with this for so long. What am I missing? It's not that complicated. It's words on a page, Right. But there were a lot of things that I didn't know, and he helped me find them.
What are 3 of those nuggets that he taught you?
Well, number 1 is get a mentor. I mean, he didn't teach me that, but by demonstration, I mean.
He was there for you, an inspiration, a person who's done it before you. He knew the passage.
Well, and Ilona, if you're going to hire a mentor, I think that there's characteristics of a great mentor. I mean, you don't just go to somebody who's got the result you want, because that's cool. That's a good place to start. Like, I'm hiring several new people for my team. I'm not even going to say what positions right now, because I don't want to throw anybody under the bus. But one of the things I was thinking about hiring this one person, and I'm like, hold on, do they have the result that I want? And I'm not sure that they do. And so I'm not sure if I'm going to hire them, but let's just say that they do have it, right? Right. That's one criteria, but how about their clients? And the funny thing is, today on the phone, they started telling me about their other clients. Now I know 5 of their clients, and I'm thinking about the results that their clients
that those clients got. Yep.
And I don't like those results.
Oh, okay.
I don't like these 5 people. So I like those 5 people. I don't like the results she's gotten for them. So I'm thinking, why would I hire this person if they don't have an experience getting people the result I want?
Exactly. Trevor, I just had an interview about a month ago with a traditional publicist, 20 years in business or longer, New York style, and I'm like going, and they said, you pay XYZ many dollars every single month. I'm used to that. I've published before. I know what they do, what they want you to do. Basically, they want me to put out all the money for marketing, fly all over there, and then they say, I can't guarantee you any results. You might get on the show, but it may sell you a copy or 2. It's like, excuse me, I think that's not what I want. Who do I go to? A person who gets their people, on the mark up there. So that's why I wanted to do an interview with you, because we're shifting from traditional approaches to thinking, marketing, and our world, mass media, digital world is so different than 20 years ago. So that's why I wanted you with your ninja mindset and your vibrancy and your aliveness, despite your amazing successes. You are talking to everybody who says, I'm willing to do it. So yeah, watch the people who they get results for. Okay. Who's the expert?
So
and then
you asked for 3 tips.
Got a mentor. Number 2.
One is find a mentor, and you're measuring that mentor on whether or not they get results for others, the results that you want.
Very nice. Beautiful.
You wouldn't go to get a mentor for your physical fitness, and go and hire a trainer who's really overweight, and smokes cigarettes and does crack on the weekends. That doesn't make sense. Even if you got someone who's really fit, that a lot of people wouldn't say, hey, they're really fit. I think they're awesome. I'll hire them. But I've got to tell you, I don't think that's the solution.
No, you
look at their clients.
Exactly.
Have they transformed them? Because a master of what they do does not mean that they're a master of helping other people get those results. So that's number 1.
Yep.
Number two, let me see. In the context of what, Ilona? Of writing books, of publishing them, becoming number one. How can I want to make sure I answer you.
Okay,
on
so let's just give an answer to what did this man who was on his deathbed, who inspired you to get moving out of your excuses, what did he emanate that got you moving? The nugget that you drew
so
from
I saw
that
his
experience.
so I hired him because he met that criteria that I just described for you. So he was a mentor that got the result himself, and he got the result for others, a lot of others.
Okay.
So he met that criteria, and I liked him. What fired me up about him was his story. Come on, you know.
Right.
And I was moved by him, and I like hiring people who are congruent.
Right.
And I agreed with. He wasn't lying.
Walks his
you know
talk.
what I mean?
Yes.
Like,
yeah.
And so that was important for me on why his story was inspiring.
Right.
The fact that I knew he could create the result. You know, on how did he do it, or what would be a tip about that? So here's what he chose to do. And when in my book, How to Write the Right Book, I want everybody to think right now, you have more than one book in you. So I want to just cut you a break right now. You don't have to worry. You don't have to try to create every story in the history of the world of how awesome you are or the challenges you've gone through. You don't have to put that all into one book, your opus. That's not it.
Yeah.
What Mike did, my friend that went through cancer, he basically, and this is what I advise everybody to do right now, is figure out the next book for you, the first book. Yes. And what he advises, and what I would advise you to do, is put your best information, what you do best, or what you're most passionate about in your book. And I had several books. I'll share this with you, Ilona, because I had a book. So I'm going to answer this question by sharing with you the challenges I had. I had decided at one point to write a book about a poem I wrote. Now, I'm a guy. For me to write a book about a poem was not, I just didn't, I'm like this business guy. I help people create money and business results. And I was like, I'm writing about a poem because for me, this poem is a mindset that when I went through my biggest challenges in life, when I filed a $2.2 million bankruptcy, this poem saved my life. It saved my bacon. I was the happiest bankrupt, having lost everything guy you'd have ever met. Now, I still cried when I needed to cry. But this poem was called What's the Gift? And I wanted to write a book about it. I have a book about it now, but that wasn't the first book I needed to write because it didn't meet the criteria of, I wasn't, it wasn't my best. It wasn't what I did best. I didn't share it with other people. It's just that I had a passion that this mindset piece in this poem, that when I read this poem, it takes me 2.5 minutes to finish from front to back. And I say it all the time. I'm like, it's the most important thing to me. I believe in it most. But Ilona, I didn't understand where it would take people. I didn't understand how it really associated to my brand. I didn't know how I would make any money behind it. I didn't know how anybody would care. I just didn't understand. So that wasn't the best book for me to begin with. And then I had another book idea about my grandfather's last letter. When my grandfather died, I learned something before he died. He sent me this letter, and I learned 3 lessons from him. And I wanted to write this book about Greatness Quest, but I didn't have that name yet. And Ilona, this was something that meant a lot to me. I changed these core things in my life. Everything shifted. And I wanted to share with people, but I didn't have a business behind it. I still didn't understand, like, hold on, am I Trevor talking about my grandpa's stuff? It just, I was confused. And here's the thing, Ilona, a confused mind says no and does nothing. One of the reasons why people don't write their books is that they are confused.
So that's where you help get the people as a coach into the right pathways. So you might have ideas and feelings and desires, and I come to you and you say, what are all these? And you sort it out and you help people get there to then get started writing the book that's the right first book.
Yes. And the manuscript and the work I had done on that one wasn't it. And it wasn't this one. It wasn't it. So I had to, and it was scary and it was frustrating because I'd put effort into it and I thought these were important to me and I didn't understand it. But what my friend Mike helped me understand was what I needed to have a pathway. Like these 3 posters behind me is creating, this one is how to write the right book. And then this one in the middle is about book marketing and how do you turn that into a #1 best-selling book,
Yes.
and how do you position your brand. And then this one over here is about how you make money with it. And I had no clue, no willy-nilly clue. I was confused. It's not the results I ever gave my clients. So what I did instead is I wrote about what I did best.
Okay.
And this was scary, Ilona, because people paid me a lot of money to help them with this thing. And for me to decide to put that into a book, I felt this is my first book, became a best-selling book. Organically, it sells hundreds of copies every month.
Well,
Because of a lot of the things I did with this strategically.
Yeah.
I get clients from this book. I've made a lot of money from this book.
Yeah.
I gave all of my secrets away in this book. That's scary.
Yeah,
But
that's
my advice. Put your best stuff in a book. What you do best right now in the middle of your busy life. Put that into a book. Give your gifts away.
You know what, Trevor? You're giving me chills. Just seeing that cover, seeing you, seeing your passion, hearing your words, give your best book away, give your best information, put it out in the world. I think that's what we're here for. That's what the universe wants us to do, is do our best, give it birth, something that is uniquely you. And especially if you put it in the book, other people can benefit. They can sit and read, either there or online, whatever, but it sinks into them and makes a shift in our whole world. It seeps into people's minds, and then it up levels all of humanity slowly but surely. It is phenomenal. I want to take 1 second to put my book trailer in here, because of course I want people to look and buy my book. So
Please.
Here it goes. See you in a second. There we go. 1 second. All right, here we are back again. I love that trailer. I hope you loved it too. And we're going to sell that book. It's now coming out. So when you're watching this, you may have already heard that the book is out. Dream big, the universe is listening. And that's what you teach people, is start dreaming. Get out of that malaise, that excuse life, and go put your passion out. And I love that you're doing that. I'm trying to see how many more minutes we have here to summarize up what people can take into their daily life. I like that you say everybody needs to write a book. What does writing a book do to a person, no matter who they are?
Well, let me see. You asked for 3 tidbits,
Yeah,
3
we got
pieces of advice, and I want to make sure I answer that. So, I said mentor.
Yeah.
And then I said find the right mentor.
Yeah.
And the criteria for finding them. Number 2 is put your best information in a book. Don't hold
that was number 2. God, I thought that was number 3.
Number 3, in the context of what does it do for anyone? The day my daughter opened her first book and read it, I can still remember the day of her holding it in her hands and how proud of herself she was.
Right.
When she read her own book, she wrote her own jokes into the book, and she was laughing so hard she couldn't keep reading the story. She had to stop because she was laughing so hard. When she read a certain part of the story, she got choked up and emotional, and she teared up. Now, she was 8 years old at the time, I think, because she wrote it when she was 7, and it became a bestseller on her 8th birthday.
I got you.
And when she was holding it,
you're the kind of dad everybody wishes they had, right? Oh my God.
When she was holding it in her hands, it was one of the coolest, most emotional things for her. Every single client I've had, and I don't know how much time we've got, but I picked out some of the other clients' books I've got to, and I could talk. So I could, depending on what we talked about, I could tell you different stories. There's this sense of pride and accomplishment. Like, I am so geeked out personally. Like, I created this, Ilona. Come on. I did this with my daughter. It's her story, but who was the dad or the adult that stood there and said, hey, let's hire an author to help make all this happen, and let's publish it and follow through. Because come on, my daughter's a kid like any other kid. She wants to go play and do things, passionate about it. But really, it's that you get to geek out on your own stuff. It makes you feel so proud.
Yes.
And I think that's the key.
I think that's a key. And I think when we do something that puts a foot forward, that changes our lives, that moves us out, especially a book, you don't even have to be the best speaker yet. You can just give the book out and let people read about you. I wrote stuff in my books I would have never said live. I was very honest in my books that I wouldn't tell my neighbor about. But secretively, they can read about it and go like, oh my God. And they get insight into a treasure trove of internal processes that are not the thing you tell over coffee as a conversation, but it's stuff that can move you. I mean, all the different genres of life. I write in the consciousness movement direction. So these are not coffee table conversations, but it's something you take to bed and you read and you go, oh my God, yes, that's what I want to do. And you inspire people. And so I am so excited about you. You know what I feel from you, Trevor? You're authentic. You live your walk and you're willing to face challenges. You don't just go like, well, that's inconvenient, I think I'll stop. It's like, been there, done that. I am breaking through and I'm making it a success. And I'll help anybody else who's willing to put their foot forward do that. That's what I feel from you. And you're like, hallelujah, coming through the clouds, opening like Moses, the cloud level, and saying, come with me. I just adore that about you. And all right, we're coming up on our half-hour mark within a few minutes here, but we can do some takeouts. I would just like to finish the half-hour segment, and then maybe we can do a couple things where you go, I wish I had said that. We can add that on. All right. So if there was a message that you gave your younger self 20 years ago, the part that hadn't experienced enough pain to get going, what would you tell your younger self?
What would I have told my younger self? I think, they say that the best time to plant, and there's this great phrase about the best time to plant an orchard or whatnot is like 20 years ago.
Right.
That's the best time. The second best time is today.
Wow.
And so
that's a beautiful
I wish I would have understood the power of books, the power of podcasts. If I'd have written a book 20 years ago, I talk to 20-year-old kids now that could write a book, and how that's how that would have shifted their life and identity. My daughter has so much pride of what she can accomplish because of, and a book is a foundation of your brand and who you are and what you stand for. A book is your legacy. And, I've got friends that passed away between 20 and 40. Mm-hmm. And what do they have to leave behind other than their story of how they got drunk and did something stupid and died, or how whatever the circumstances were that they're not here anymore.
Right.
I have a little piece of me that sits on the shelf. I did write the book about my poem. Right. I did find a way to give it as a gift. I give this book away as a free gift to my clients. I turn it into a workbook. This is one of the most important. I did write the book about my grandfather. Mm-hmm. I wish I wouldn't have waited till I was in my 40s. Mm-hmm. I wish I would have written a book and any book that I believed in, and it would have been the right book, and finish it and publish it.
Yes.
And turn it into something, and you would have been a legacy that would have been a foundation I'd have been proud of.
Yeah. So you have clients who are 20 years old?
I do, yes.
Awesome. Obviously you have a daughter.
I've got clients who are 7.
Yeah, I know. I was going to say, obviously you have kids. But, so you help people get their books out. You help people write their books, make those choices. You have incredible resources. How can people find you?
So I will give everybody a gift, and I'll give it as a link through my website. So if you go to Trevor Crane, actually go to trevorcrane.biz to get my free gift. And I'm going to give you my 2 new books. Okay. But if you go to trevorcrane.com, you'll find me. Okay. Go to trevorcrane.com, and if you search for me, here's the thing you get when you publish books. So if you go to Amazon.
Trevor Crane. Right, we'll blend it in. And also below, either on YouTube, if wherever you're seeing us now on YouTube, or on my quantumliving.guru page, we will put it here in the text below. So trevorcrane.biz. Awesome. You get the free gift, you get the download, and you get to meet you and consult with you, and people can find out more how they can get you. I feel like people should flock to you. They do. I know. So I don't know how many people can, but however, I personally feel like you are an inspiration, living word, and you get your clients the results. So I'm going to be talking to you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Awesome. All right. I'm talking to you here from Bali. You are on the East Coast in America.
Yes, I am. Right outside of New York City.
Yes, good, cool. And so I need to come to a close with this. Also, we are so lucky because I have audio interferences coming up in a minute. That's why we also have to cut it to this time. All right. So thank you, Trevor, for having been here. I will make sure that all the links are in place. And I just love you. I just adore what you do. Thank you a million.
Thank you so much. I'm really glad that we got to this finally.
Yes. All right. Cool. It's good. Let it be a wrap. I'll talk with you on Skype.
Okay. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.